When I get asked, Paul, what do you do? My answer is very simple. I solve sales problems, period.
Set an attitude of selling. For those of you who watch part one on how to sell to a prospect by understanding and knowing your prospect, you're going to love part number two. This is what I call the meat and potato. This is where you either close the deals or you lose the deals. So I encourage you to go to last week, I posted it, and watch the video on how to sell a prospect, part number one. This one's going to make more sense. But Bella Gina 74, thank you for joining. Hope you had a fantastic day. Buckle up, take some notes, because if you keep an open mind, struggling, and you want to increase your sales, if you're a small business owner and you want to grow more sales, and if you are an entrepreneur, all these three categories, what I'm going to share with you, part two, is going to change your game if you're willing to do the work to change your game. I can't change the game for you. I can only lead you and show you how to. Part two. Before I share part two, I just want to do a little recap in case of those of you didn't see part one. I encourage you to watch part one. I even uploaded it on my YouTube channel. So take a look at it. Part number one is really understanding your prospect, why they buy, why you buy, why I buy. And there's only two ways we all buy, we all invest. Number one is we either need to buy and invest, or number two, we want to buy and invest. 95 to 98% of all purchases, all investments are done two ways. Number one is wanting to do it. What you have to do, better master and learn and understand, does your prospect need your product and service? If they do, and they don't know they do, you have to get them to want what they need, which is really you, the commodity, and your product and service. Understand that. And you can master that. Selling is more exciting. Selling is more easier. Sales happen without you even wanting it to happen. That's right. It becomes that much more easier. But you have to be willing to do the work. It doesn't happen overnight. Does that make sense? So what is part number two? Part number two is, I call it ERS. Those are the acronyms. What does the E mean? Number one is you have to master what I call personal engagement. Now, the reason why I say this is this. We all post on social media, whether it's a content, a video, a picture, whatever it is, we do it because we want the prospect or the audience to take a call to action, right? So we have to do something that's going to engage them, right? It's called the hook. But what percent of everyone online is successful at that? And how long did it take them to get to that point? Very small percent. So why would I do with a high percent of people not successful at it? I'm not an influencer. I don't have a lot of followers, but I produce a lot of business. So what do? Is I call my targeted prospects. Who are my prospects? People that follow me. And I know that they need my services. And so I have to get them to want what they need because they're already following me and commenters to get a hold of me. I just don't. They will never really know that my value until they hear it from me directly, until they're involved in it personally. So I cold call, I make it personal. I get them engaged. I get them to want me on their team. Because if they don't buy into me, it doesn't matter how valuable my services is. They're not going to buy it. Why not? People appreciate personal attention because everyone, every client, every prospect wants to feel special. No matter if they only invest $1,000 or $1,000,000, everyone wants to feel special. And guess what? I made all of my clients feel special. Because when I'm with one, not any other client matters at that moment. That's my personal engagement with them. But it all started with the initial call. And also, when you do personal engagement, you set the tone for the relationship. You set the tone for the selling process. You set the tone for closing the deal. You set the tone for how you guys are going to do business and how you're going to help them. So personal engagement is the most important thing you should master or should master. Does that make sense? Number two, a lot of people don't speak about this. A lot of sales coaches don't train this. I do, and I've been doing it for a long time, and it's one of the most basic, valuable fundamentals that you should master, that a lot of salespeople do not master, do not take serious. What is it? Rebuttals. Let me repeat that. Number two is powerful rebuttals. I call them weapons. When you can master rebuttals, you change your game. And what I mean by game is you become more valuable as a salesperson. So whenever you get an objection, the way you handle the rebuttal is going to determine three things. Does it allow you to tell a better story? Because powerful rebuttals, what they do is they accomplish those three things. You diffuse the objection, you increase your value psychologically to the prospect, and number three, it transitions you into very effective, powerful story. Why? Because they see more value in you. 90% in my experience, a lot of sales go wrong in that particular part of the storytelling, in that particular part of the selling process. Why? Because here's what you need to know. People focus too much, a lot of salespeople focus too much on the sale, the actual sale. I got to make sales today. I never worry about that because the sale is the destination, right? The sale is a result, right? And the sale is an effect of what? It's an effect of a cause. It's the result of an action. It's the destination of the selling process. That's what it is. If you can't sell, you're not going to get a lot of sales, right? That's why people use gimmicks and tricks and deceptive practices, because they're not really that good. So they have to lie and manipulate and exaggerate and embellish. Flat out bullshit people. I don't do that. Don't need to. We'll never do it. It's my job to present my case. It's my job to show the values. It's my job to show them why they need what I have. And that they have to buy me. Because I'm valuable to them. I can help them. That's it. I don't need to lie. I don't need to misrepresent. I don't need to do any of that. So number two is master the art of rebuttal. Master those weapons. Become a black belt in that. Or master black belt. It'll change the game exponentially. Okay, now, number three. And you're probably gonna say, nah, that's not me. Well, it is you. And I'm gonna tell you why it's you. Number three is master the art of storytelling. That's right. The art of storytelling. It is an art. One question in different areas. When you watch a movie, aren't they telling you a visual story? When you listen to music, aren't they telling you an audio story? When you listen to a podcast, isn't it the same thing? When you watch boxing or any sporting event, they're telling you a story. When you speak with family and friends and business associates, when you're networking, aren't you telling the other person a story and they're telling you a story? Right now, I'm telling you a story. How to sell a prospect. You might be my prospect, right? I'm telling you my story. I'm telling you my value. I'm telling you how I can help you and how you can help your prospects. It's a story. You may not like it. I may not be your style, but I'm telling you a story. When you learn the art of storytelling and you master it, you can't master storytelling unless you know how to engage. Just can't. And what storytelling does, it gets the prospect engaged. It gets the prospect involved. A true storyteller makes it about the prospect, but you still have to show your value to the prospect, but never make it about you. Make it about them. Dynamic storytellers, effective storytellers, to make decisions that will benefit them. Now, some people use it for the wrong reason. They get people, I would never do it. But it happens. That's just the way it is. But I don't teach it that way. I don't apply it that way. I don't do it that way. Trust me, I could make tremendous amount of money if I did it that way. But I'm a man of principles and values, integrity and honor. And money doesn't motivate me. It just doesn't. So you have to learn the art of storytelling. Because every day you are a salesperson, whether you accept that or not. Every single day, the minute you open your mouth and you're speaking with people, whether it's a good morning, good afternoon, good night, you're telling a story. And how you say that story, how you say good morning, how you say good afternoon, how you say good night, your tonality. You're in a bad mood and you say it with a bad sound, it's going to come across wrong. You still told a story. Does that make sense? I'm all about basic fundamentals. There's a lot of sales coaches out there that don't teach these things. And the words I use, the words that I teach my salespeople and my clients to use, they have to understand what those words mean. Because I don't use words that I don't understand what it means. Because once I know what it means and understand how it works, I can sell it more powerful to the prospect that it has more value to them. And I don't need to hype it up and manipulate it. I don't have to do that. The word I say is what it means, and they feel it, and they know it, and they understand it, and they gravitate to it. Does that make sense? Share your comments below. Let me know what you think. Share this with other people. So remember this, how to sell a prospect, and keep this in mind. We're all prospects. Don't you watching this video, don't you like when you call somebody customer service that they treat you special, that they answer your question, that they know how to deal with you, and then you feel good about that, right? Whether you're a $100 customer or $1 million customer, it doesn't matter. It's just zero. What matters is the mindset, is the attitude. We're all customers. We're all buy because we either want to buy or we need to buy. It's just that simple. Does that make sense? Let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? You see what I'm saying? So again, how to sell a prospect, part number 2, I call it the ERS, and it's basically, master the art of personal engagement. Okay? Number two is master the art of powerful rebuttals. They are weapons. You can't use those weapons unless you do powerful and effective engagement, which is the most important part. Does that make sense? And then number three is master the art of effective, exciting, valuable storytelling. And if you can master those three steps, it's the most exciting thing. Why? Because number one is you start to increase your value. You start to become priceless to your customers. You start to grow your sales exponentially, consistently, without having to look over your shoulders, without having to lie, misrepresent, and just do deceptive practices. Number three, customer, which is now a client, are reaping the rewards for the relationship. You're providing the services, they're paying you, they're growing their sales. As like for my case, I help businesses grow their sales. Make sense? And then number four, the exciting, valuable, profitable relationships. Your prospect is benefiting from your product and services, right? And you're making more money. You're getting paid more money consistently, right? Which means more money in your pocket, which means you can do more with your family, all right? You go on a more expensive vacation if you want to, right? Does that make sense? That's how to sell a prospect. I hope this was helpful. I want to thank you for sharing your time. Again, smash the like button, share your comments. Let me know what you think. Till we speak again, mindset and attitude of selling where sales happen. Talk to you later. Have a fantastic day.